Why do powerful institutions like the military, deep state, and bureaucracies sometimes act against their own people? You would think that these institutions, which are meant to serve and protect the nation, would act in the best interest of the people. But this is not always the case. In many countries around the world, especially states like Pakistan, Myanmar, Iran, and Egypt, these institutions often end up dominating or even suppressing the very people they are supposed to be serving. One of the major reasons for this behavior is the military's belief in its own superiority over civilian leadership. Journalists, activists, or political opponents are labeled as threats or foreign agents to justify their repression. They bypass parliaments, politicize the courts, and manipulate election commissions. Any reform that promotes transparency and digitization is often blocked for fear of exposing corruption or reducing the discretionary power of elites. U.S. counterterrorism tactics, Israeli-style policing, and Gulf-backed religious ideologies have been imported and used to reshape domestic institutions. The focus then shifts from development, inclusion, and welfare to surveillance and control. Civil protests, whether by students, farmers, or victims' families, are seen as threats to stability rather than calls for justice. This lack of accountability allows for massive corruption and the unchecked misuse of national resources. These establishments will continue to act against the very people they claim to protect. In Pakistan, for example, this has led to the continued marginalization of Baloch, Pashtun, and Shia communities, and they are frequently met with crackdowns, surveillance, and arrests. These institutions often act in their own interest, prioritizing institutional survival, profit, and control over public service and democratic governance. In Pakistan, figures like Hamid Mir and Mohsen Dawar have faced severe backlash under such pretenses. Senior figures in these institutions often face no consequences for their actions, which further encourages abuse of power and a disregard for human rights. They see themselves as the ultimate guardians of a nation's integrity and will intervene when they believe that elected leaders are not acting in the best interest of the country. Many post-colonial states inherited authoritarian structures designed for control. Without public participation, this not only reinforces their autonomy, but also reduces pressure for democratic reform. Pakistan, for example, received over $33 billion in aid from the U.S. between 2002 and 2018. Much of this aid ended up benefiting the military rather than civilian institutions. Bureaucracies and security institutions built on these foundations tend to resist reforms